To be a valuable leader in society, you must have a solid foundation of ethics and values in order to make a positive impact on your community. I'm a student at Missouri State University, and I embody the university's mission statement in my academic career and personal life. There are 3 concepts that you should be informed of if you are wanting to strive to be an ethical leader who is culturally aware and engaged in your community. First, answering the question of what is an ethical leader. Second, cultural awareness and community in relation to ethical leadership. Third, the 5 laws of stratospheric success to truly understand the core of ethical leadership. One must first understand what it is what an ethical leader is. First, answering the question of what is an ethical leader. I believe that an ethical leader is a person who is in a position of authority and accepts his or her obligation to act in a respectful and dignified manner. An ethical leader acknowledges the power that they have and uses their power to better the community in which they live. According to the Institute of Corporate Ethics, ethical leaders embody the purpose, vision, and values of an organization within an understanding of ethical ideas. Ethical leaders speak to us about our identity, what we are, and what we become, how we can become better. To understand what an ethical leader is not enough. You must also know how to become an ethical leader. To become an ethical leader requires you to commit to analyzing your personal behaviors and values, and openness to accept responsibility for the repercussions of your actions and on others. According to the University of Kansas's Forum on Community Health, a person of ethics should incorporate a dialogue of ethics in everyday discussion. Their ethics should be out in the open. Their ethical thought must be connected to action, and their ethical leadership should be a shared process with other members of the community and organization. An ethical leader is a person who devotes their time and energy to be the best person to the most people at all times. With this in mind, we must also explore the relationship of ethical leadership in one's community and cultural awareness. Second, cultural awareness and community engagement in relation to ethical leadership. We must first acknowledge the many components that comprise the notion of one's culture in order to have an understanding of applying ethics to cultural awareness. According to an article written by Bobby Farsides called Cultural Awareness and Common Understanding, to be culturally aware, we must understand that meanings, hierarchies, religion, notion of time, roles, spatial relations, concepts of the universe, and material objects and possessions acquired by a group of people in the course of generations through individual and group striving to have the description that points out the multitude of components that comprise culture is necessary because one's culture is very complex. Mr. Farsides also points out that culture is relevant to ethics. We wonder if ethics should be defined by culture or if ethics should transcend culture. An ethical leader understands the many complexities of culture and applies their personal ethics and values to the various components. They do this by being engaged in their community and devoting time and energy to understanding the people and values that make up their societal culture. According to Michael Hatcher, author of Community Engagement, Definitions and Organizations, Concepts from Literature, community engagement is the process of working collaboratively with groups of people affiliated by geographic distance, special interests, or similar situations to affect the well-being of those people. It is a powerful vehicle for bringing about the changes that will improve the health of the community and its members. An ethical leader is one who understands their culture and the members of their community. They can also see the issues in the community that need to be addressed and then use their position of power to bring about change. We now understand the connection of ethics and community. This brings me to my final point of addressing 5 simple philosophies that one should apply to their interactions with the world. Before the presentation, I gave you handouts so you could follow along with these 5 laws of philosophical success. These 5 laws are found in a book called The Go-Giver by Bob Berg and John Mann. The Go-Giver is full of philosophical wisdom that a person can apply to any aspect of their life. Any person that that seeks to be a leader should incorporate ethics and the following laws into their interactions with their community. The 5 laws of stratospheric success are as follows. First, the law of value. Your true worth is determined by how much you are giving in value than take in payment. Second, the law of compensation. Your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. Third, the law of influence. Your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's interests first. Fourth, the law of authenticity. The most valuable gift you have to offer is yourself. And fifth, the law of receptivity. The key effective receiving reflect on these laws and contemplate how you can apply them to your own life. You should also read the book The Go-Giver. It really changes your outlook on life and your interacting in the many facets of your life. These 5 laws could be used as a universal guideline for ethical leaders across the world. To conclude, leaders have a solid foundation of values and ethics and have a commitment to understanding their culture and community. Leaders also have a desire to use their power and influence to change their communities to benefit the health of its members. The 3 points I have addressed tonight are: first, answering the question of what is an ethical leader. Second, cultural awareness and community engagement in relation to ethical leadership. Third, the 5 laws of stratospheric success. The mission of Missouri State University is striving to be an ethical leader who are culturally aware and engaged in their communities. This is a presentation that has informed you on how to embody this mission statement and your many roles that you assume in society. Please understand that a leader is anyone who acknowledges that they have gifts and talents that can make positive impacts on their community. Any person with this desire can be an ethical leader who has a commitment to understanding their culture and community.